I'm the baby of 5 siblings. My sister's 7 years older than me, and she moved out of the house when I was very young. She was about 16 years old, and growing up it was just me and my brothers playing and going through our adolescence, and my family never gave me a formal discussion that my brothers are different. I actually grew up with most of my life thinking that I was different. The majority of my siblings seemed normal to me. And going through school and growing up, I've really come to learn through a worldview that my family truly is unique. Well, Alan and I are the closest in age. We're both the babies. And he was the only brother that would play Barbies with me. The other two kind of shunned away from that. But Alan would play, I would ask him, and he'd be like, yes, I'll play. And we would destroy my room. There'd be Barbies everywhere, little Barbie clothes everywhere, and he had no shame. He'd play with me for hours. And when we got bored of that, we would go play Nintendo, probably for a very unhealthy amount of hours in our life. And there was one particular game that we thought we had outsmarted Nintendo. It was the game that had the running pad, and you had to race and run on the 2 circles. And since his coordination wasn't the best, and we realized using our hands and going really fast would always let us win the race. So that's how we spent our childhood. Kevin, my middle brother, we always played pretend. And after watching Little Rascals, they had taken 2 cans and made a telephone where you pull the string real taut and you can say something in the can and communicate with each other. And our bedrooms are right across from each other, so my door and then his door was a straight shot. So we took a really long piece of yarn and just taped it to the bottom of these cans and thought that it would work the same that we saw in the movie, and shut the doors and like, okay, this is gonna work. And did the whole talking and didn't hear a word of each other. So we just started screaming to make it feel like it was a real thing. And we got really bored of that real fast, and then decided it would be more fun to write letters to each other saying how much we love each other and deliver it underneath the door slot like the mailman. And we used up all of my parents' stamps and envelopes, and they would get really upset by that, but we had a lot of fun doing it anyway. Melissa, 7 years older than me, my older sister, and right now it doesn't feel like a lot, but growing up it felt like light years away. So any chance I could squander a moment to convince her to let me hang out with her was like heaven for me. It wasn't very often, but there were a few times that she would allow me to hang out with her. And usually that involved me being useful to her for some reason or another. Like the time she was doing photo shoots with her girlfriend, she had a girlfriend overnight, and they were dressing up like Cindy Crawford and doing a little photo shoot. They laid out, this blanket on the stairway, to look like sand. Didn't really look like sand. And we put on our beach wear to model off and take pictures. And I think the only reason she let me hang out with her really is because I knew how to press the button for the camera. But anyway, that night we probably spent hours doing each other's hair and makeup, and I always looked for moments like that in my childhood where I could dress up. When I was younger, I always wanted to play music. I remember I only listened to classical music too. I was that kind of child. And my brother and my sister, Kevin and Melissa, they took private piano lessons, and I was always so jealous. I was too young to probably take it, so that's probably why my mother didn't enroll me in private lessons, but I would listen to them playing after practice and really want to learn what they're playing. So I would sit and stare and hover over them while they're playing, their etudes and whatnot, and learn to memorize what they were playing, and kind of inspired my whole exploration with the piano. And I still play until today, and I still remember every song that she's played and he's played that